Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and you're all very welcome to From Mullingar, in the car. And we're going to live here with my good friend Graham, and he has just joined me for a little spin around. We're going to go around the town of Mullingar because something's after happening already, and we have
modern technology
malfunction. Just that's never a quiet moment. Now, so what we're going to do is just hold that for a second, Graham, and you keep us on the link. As I said, we were stopped in not a great spot. Now, that was sort of, I put this on this morning, and I think it was a little bit too gentleman. Now, we're not getting in any trouble in here. I'm not holding anyone up.
Are we going to sing, Ray?
No, we're not going to sing. This is called the 12 Bong Show.
Yeah, but
12 bongs. What time is it now? Is it 12 yet?
it's not quite 12. 11:56, sir.
Right, 11:56. Anyway, we have Graham is on board. We have known each other a long time, and he's going to retire.
I'm not retiring now.
You're not retiring, no. What you're taking a break?
I'm keeping my day job, but I'm retiring from on-track greyhound commentary. That's all. You know, down in Mullingar there.
Ah, so I know you're at the dog track for many years, and
19 years. 19 years. 2003.
How did you get into commentary? Because I know you from before. I mean, I think you nearly saw me in the kitchen at one stage.
Didn't I do everything? You're an awful man. Yeah, I put my hands to a lot of stuff. I was working for Midland Radio 3 in 91.
Yeah.
And we did a live broadcast from Mullingar Dogs.
Right.
And none of the DJs would do the commentary.
Right.
And I was the salesman selling the advertiser.
Right.
And they said, I'm not doing it, Graham. I'm not doing it. And I was, oh my God, I better do it. And I'm sure I did it very poorly. But anyway, about 2003 it was, the manager of Mullingar, Pat Flynn, put up an advert in the Topic newspaper for a racing commentator.
Right.
And my sister,
right,
Annette, she rang me and said, oh, there's a job there you might be interested in. And I was interested in it, and I went down, and Pat interviewed me.
Right.
And he didn't call me back. A couple of days passed, he didn't call me back, and I knew they were racing in Mullingar. And I said, Pat, did you make a decision on that job? He was the manager in Mullingar. No, I've a couple more to interview, he says. Oh. So I said, you're racing tonight, have you got a commentator? And he said, no, we're racing tonight with no commentator. And I said, you know me, selling stuff.
Yeah.
I said, Pat, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll come down, give me the microphone. Yeah. I'll do it. Don't want payment. If I'm no good, just tell me. I'll hand you the mic back and I'll go. Right. And the rest is history. Worked there for 19 years. I did a bit in TG Cahir, and you know, I developed my own. I improved it a little. I improved my own skills at it over the time, you know, and I really enjoy it. Like.
Did you ever have, like, were you ever in the, you know, in the kitchen or in the bathroom going, and you know, as the way you'd speak, like, and the next race coming up, ladies and gentlemen, is a red dog with a blue dog.
And there they go. Do you know where I got that from?
No.
I picked up everything from my commentary from watching American horse race commentators. Go on. There was one guy that worked about 20 years ago, and he wouldn't mention a horse for the first furlong, right? Will I do the start? For He went something like this with my crappy American accent. And there they go, and it's a beautiful beginning. Really? And up front, it's number 3, and the horses would be gone a furlong before he'd mention a horse. So I developed my own little thing, you know, when they're all loading in Mullingar, you'd say, they're all loaded. And you'd hear the kids shouting up, repeating, copying you. Wow. And I got to get a bit of a kick out of that, because it's like any job. It's nice doing it when you enjoy it, you know? So exactly, and the feedback as well is great, especially when the kids are getting involved in the whole lot. Yeah. Now, it's dog racing we're talking about. Dog racing, is it still extremely popular in Mullingar, or what is the story? Is it
popular all over, or has it sort of dwindled?
It's dwindled, and unfortunately it dwindled a bit due to that documentary that was on RTE a couple of years ago.
Oh,
remember,
right.
big anti-greyhound thing.
Yeah.
Dogs are tumbling and they're being hurt, and it's so cruel. And this was the sort of the
spiel that came out, and whoever,
where it came from, I don't know. It's not cruel.
Yeah.
The dogs love racing, I know, because my dad trained a few and I trained them with them. And if you were going racing and you had 3 dogs racing in Mullingar and one of them was left at home, the dog would cry like a baby.
Because he wasn't
You're going without me, I want to go to the party. But yeah, my dad enjoyed training it and that, and it's a great social thing.
Yeah.
Like I would say to anyone, if you're retiring, get a greyhound, get you out, get you fit. You go down, and anybody can own a greyhound and race one. I'm racing Sheps on Saturday.
Right.
And they run for a couple of hundred, about 260 now, 270 if you win the race. And it's very important to broach what the thing is. There's a big anti-organisation, anti-greyhound racing, you know, oh, isn't this terrible, blah, blah, blah. But they're rehomed. They're the most minded animals in the country. You're not allowed to own one unless it's chipped, and you get kennel inspections and the whole lot.
Right.
And wait till I tell you, greyhounds are fed with as good mints that you or I would eat.
Go on.
Like the best of food, room. I used to go out to my dad, and I'd spend a half an hour on one dog, massaging them and grooming them, and they're cleaning their nails and the whole lot. And when you bring them to a greyhound track, they prick their ears and they go, "Whoa, fun! I'm going to chase the hare, it's going to be brilliant." And yes, 1 or 2 takes a tumble every now and then.
Naturally enough, a dog falls now and again.
There's a veterinary surgeon there to administer painkillers at all times. The IGB have a financial incentive now to make sure the dog is repaired, or let's say it breaks a leg, and it costs €1,000 to fix it. The Irish Greyhound Board will contribute €500 to the owner.
Brilliant. Now, I'm not stopping you now, but we're in the middle of the town of Mullingar, and I'd like you to do 6 bongs for me, because it is 12 o'clock.
Oh, I was supposed to tell you when it was 12.
I can see it on our car here, our Tiago, given to us by our sponsor, you could say, Mullingar Autos. And so I'll do 6. Bong, 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 bong. Graham Temple.
Bong, bong. It's like the Angelus.
These are real ones.
Bong.
3.
Bong.
4.
Bong. Bong.
Mega. You've been practicing all morning.
I was doing the early ones like the Angelus. You know, when it's coming, when's the next bell coming?
Well, it's interesting we talk about the Angelus, because when I was a kid in school, we were very close to the cathedral, and you'd always be waiting for 12 o'clock to go, all them 12 bongs to go, and you would be out of school in another hour. And that's where actually we got the idea of saying the 12 bong show.
Right, okay.
Now, getting back to the dog track, we have great friends who have passed, actually. Thomas.
We were saying it before the show started, yes.
Thomas and his father, both were amazing cameramen.
Brilliant. Unrivaled. And I tell you one thing, Thomas sadly passed 6 months ago, and this is Thomas McLaughlin Jr.
Yeah.
And it hit me like the worst ever.
Absolutely, it hit us all extremely.
I'm getting choked up here even saying it. But he was a brilliant cameraman. And it took the track 6 months to get another guy he's a good cameraman.
Okay,
he's good.
Yeah.
But he's not Thomas.
Well, Thomas will always be Thomas.
Thomas would know, but he was so good into his skill and zooming in, and he died tragically 6 months ago.
God bless you, Thomas. We are always thinking about you.
That's part of the reason why I'm giving it up. It's not the same, you know.
Exactly. Now, you're moving on now, as I said.
And Thomas's dad, I wanted to mention him.
Oh, sorry.
Thomas's dad was a cameraman as well.
Oh, so he passed it down.
And he only died a few months earlier than Thomas.
God bless him.
Another really good friend of mine, you know, and another brilliant cameraman who trained Thomas. And the track's just not the same with the guys. For me, like, just for me.
Exactly, because Thomas, it must be 4 or 5 years ago, invited us down to the dog track.
Yes, and you took photographs from Mullingar. So you know Thomas well.
I know Thomas. Well, I used to go into Tesco's, and John Kavanagh was in vegetables, and so was Thomas.
Yes.
And the big slag was with John Kavanagh was, he'd stand at the end of the vegetable area and go, Ray Dolan! And it was sort of a take on the Joe Dolan show when Joe would introduce me, right?
Yes.
So this became a big slag, and then Thomas would be at the same thing, and he'd be at the other end of Tesco's roaring.
Yeah.
So
He'd go Ray Dolan.
and then it became a big slag then, because I catch them, so I go into Tesco's, I'd be looking for them, and they'd be all sort of sauntering around the place.
Yes.
And the next thing you'd see Thomas McLaughlin, and he'd be cheering, don't keep doing this to me, you know. So I know Thomas a long time as well, through Tesco's,
Yes.
and being invited down to the dog track. I see it's busy here today. What's going on?
Oh, I don't know. Look at the industrial estates there. You have the town buzzing. You're always talking about the different industries in the place, and
But look at this, all the people are in training their dogs.
schooling. They're schooling dogs at the moment, because the dogs have to have trials.
Right.
At least 3 trials, I think it is now, before you're allowed race.
Right.
And then you have to have had a trial within 6 weeks of your last race before you're allowed race again. Like, you know.
Oh my God.
You know, before you can race a dog. A dog must have had a run, an official run,
Right.
within 6 weeks of their last run. You know, we're just driving by the greyhound track there.
Yeah, well, you can just probably see it out to the back windows. As I said, we're going around the town of Mullingar, driving in our, well, it was Davy Joe Oliver, or Davy Oliver. He was in the car one day, and we went live, and he says, from Mullingar, in a car.
That's a good one.
That's another handle. So, look, Graham, thanks a million for
No, there's
coming
one
on board.
thing, before you finish, there's one thing you asked me about the greyhound track and
Yeah.
how it's going.
Yeah.
And it's important to let everyone out there, particularly in the Mullingar area, know
Yeah.
that this Sunday coming is our biggest race day of the calendar year, because it's the Cesarevich, the Irish Cesarevich, a classic.
Right.
And that's on this Sunday
In Mullingar.
in Mullingar, and the first
Right.
race is 2:58
Okay.
at 3 o'clock. It's the tenner in.
Okay.
Kids are free, and we do burgers, chips, dinners upstairs, full bar
There's
service.
food.
Yeah, races every 20 minutes, live football on the screens. But we were talking off air before the show started, and one thing that I can't, that a lot of people in Mullingar don't know,
Yeah.
is it's very secure for children.
Oh, that's right,
You know,
yeah.
because you're fenced in. They're not
Yeah.
going to run out in front of a road or anything like that, okay? And they can stand in front of the wall and watch the greyhounds flying by, and the sand in the air and everything. It's brilliant. And you know the way there's a lot of people separated, and they go, hold on, I have access to the kids on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And in Mullingar you go, oh,
Where
what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know?
Yeah.
So if you're a father and you have your kids Sunday, bring them down to the dogs.
So it's
First
Sunday,
race.
it's usually on.
It's on every Sunday at 3 o'clock, and we're also racing every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And the Mullingar Dogs is also on the TV every Sunday on Racing Post Greyhound TV, channel 437. But just if anyone's out there and you've never been greyhound racing, I used to say this on Midlands Radio 3, you probably hear me. If you've never been greyhound racing, you don't know what you're missing. That's on Sunday, Ray. Sorry for interrupting.
Brilliant. No, sure, we're having the crack, as I say, and we're driving around in a car. But I would remember being on the
There's a
Greyhound.
greyhound there, actually.
Yeah, let me see. I remember being on. Davy Callahan was the man who used to.
He used to drive the hare.
That's right.
Yeah.
And as kids, we used to go up to the top of. Where did we go? We went up literally to the top of.
There and just in there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I know that man. Do you know him?
Oh, I know I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I know loads of people to see,
You know his dog.
you know, and I read out the names, and then you meet. I'm still meeting trainers, and go, oh, a face to the name, you know.
Well, how's it going? Come here, let tell you. We're chatting here live on Facebook, and we're talking about the dog track.
Yeah.
This is your dog, is it? We're going live on Facebook, yeah. This is your dog, is it?
This is my dog, yes.
And tell us, what are you doing with the dog today?
Giving him a trial, letting him see the track.
Ah, right. And that's Graham Temple there.
I saw you in there. I saw you in there.
Look, aren't they lovely creatures?
Absolutely
This
gorgeous.
dog doesn't know me at all,
You know that dog?
and they're just lovely.
How old is that dog?
He's 2-year-old.
2 years old.
And his colour is brindle. He's a
A
brindle.
brindle dog.
A brindle colour. And so today is a day of checking the dogs out and saying, you know, can he run? Is he run?
More or less to check them and see how they run on the track, because it's a difficult track. The bends are tight, and you like to see a dog. You like to see a dog keeping close to the inside.
You need to be a good dog to get around Mullingar.
You
It's
do,
a
you
great
do.
test of a greyhound.
Because if you come out in the car park here, the dogs inside are going to go ahead of you up the straight for finish.
Have you ran that dog before?
No, I haven't. He's only new to me.
Ah, right.
He's only new, but he has won 2 races.
Oh. And it's sort of like you have
He
to...
has been off with a wrist injury.
All right. And another beautiful dog there as well.
He's an S4 dog. He was an S1, back now to S4.
He's an
We
S4.
can't get S4 races for him in Mullingar.
Because that's a sprint, and there isn't very many
That's
sprints.
A sprint, an S4 is a sprint. We can't get S4 sprints for that dog in Mullingar. He's always put in with better dogs. And all we're doing is filling boxes in Mullingar with that dog.
Wow.
So we hope that to change in the near future.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for stopping and saying hello to us.
He's a 4-year-old dog now, so he wouldn't be able to compete with the younger dogs.
They're lovely, they're looking very well.
He won 3 nights when you were in hospital. He won 3 nights in the trot.
He won 3
3
nights.
Saturday nights.
I was in hospital there, got in at 13 stints.
Oh my God.
I got 2 in James's, and I got 11 in Blackrock. Is that all going out?
That's all going out in live. Look, thank you very much for saying hello.
Where will I hear it?
You'll see it on Facebook. Looks for Ray Dolan from Mullingar in Mullingar.
Right.
And thanks for saying hello to us.
That's all.
And the best of health to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you are, folks. As I say, it's great to have a bit of crack and stop, as I say, some gentleman and his wife to chat about their dogs.
Yeah, but you see, greyhound owners, you know, he was saying, I have an S4 dog there,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm filling boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
Greyhound people would know what he means. But S4 is a sprint race, which
Right.
is over 400 yards. And Mullingar would only have 1, maybe 2 400-yard races per week. And everyone's got loads of dogs. And if you have an older dog, it's exposed. So it's always likely to be running against a young improver.
Right.
And that's why when you get an older dog, it's sometimes race them whenever they get a race. Just treat it like a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And prepare your sofa, because they make fantastic pets. They do make fantastic pets.
Now I'm going to turn the camera around here, folks, and give you an idea of Mullingar Dog Track. And as you can see, the big sign there and the events that are on, and Mullingar Agriculture Store, they are promoting that big sign up there. So welcome to you to Mullingar Dog Track. Package of €20, and they're on Facebook there as well. And they were having the crack here, folks. Isn't it great? Just out chatting to people in general.
Great for social life.
And a great social.
If you've retired,
Yeah.
and you're going, what am I going to do with myself?
Yeah.
Get a greyhound. You'll get fit. You'll have something to get you out of bed in the morning, and you'll make loads of new friends.
Graham, apart from yourself and making friends in the greyhounds, what are you doing apart from your retirement? What's your real job?
I work for Paddy Power as a broadcaster, so some people who were ever in the bookies in Paddy Power, you might listen to me, you might hear me talking in between the races. Like it's like a DJ, except instead of playing records, you're playing races. That's the best way. I'm doing that for the last 11 years.
Right, well just give us a
Love it.
little bit of a spiel there now before you go, and tell us about some dog there that's after coming in.
There's the final in
Yeah.
Mullingar. Look out for Magical Mary running out of you want me to do my broadcast voice?
I want you to do a broadcast voice and do it as you're telling us the story.
Do my Paddy Power,
Yeah.
like a promo.
Like a promo
Okay.
for Mullingar on Sunday, right? The big event.
Okay.
Here we
Well,
go.
ladies and gentlemen, make sure you visit Mullingar Greyhound Stadium this Sunday at 3 o'clock, where the feature event is the Irish Cesarovich. It's our biggest event of the calendar year. The big race is one of 10 races on the card. Bring the kids, because there's fun, a full bar service, burgers and chips, and a full menu upstairs. And if you've never... Will I do a whip at the end?
Yeah, give us a whip, give us a whip.
If you've never been greyhound racing, you don't know what you're missing. Which...
All right.
That's a little whip that I'd put on my promos in Paddy Power. Or you could say, Paddy Power, you beauty.
What time on Sunday?
Sorry, first race. I shouldn't be let out, Ray. You've got me going. The first race on Sunday is at 3 o'clock, and there's 10 races. Everyone's welcome. we'll all have a bit of fun. And it's my last day ever commentating at Mullingar after 19 years of commentating at the track. And I'm having a couple of drinks with some friends afterwards in a local hostelry. I'll be announcing the pub at the track in case any of my friends or
Brilliant.
other trainers, in case they want to come.
He's getting emotional now, folks. I'm going to leave him off like that. So there you are, folks. We're coming to you live, and we're at the dog track, and there'll be friends looking in. Now we have some information for you as well, because we'd like to thank Pat Kilduff, and he was doing some sign languages along with the Westmeath Bachelor contestant that was Kieran Nolan last week, and we asked him before he left to introduce the show, and that's what he done this morning. So thank you, Pat. And he calls himself Porrick. I don't know why does someone call himself Porrick and Pat? Anyway, his name is Pat, and thanks a million, Pat Kilduff, for introducing the show. And not forgetting our video vault this morning. It's a one that we done way back with Tom Gunn and all his crew. They were doing a collection for the army and the retirement group. So a big shout out to you, Tom, and you're looking absolutely fantastic. Back from his tour of America. This man just goes from strength to strength. So big shout to you, Tom, and all your crew. As well as our show is coming to you in association with Maguire Hair and Beauty Supplies, and they're in Longford, so big shout out to our friends there. And as I said, we got the 12 bongs in. We are live in our Tiago, T-A-I-G-O 1.0 TSI, and a big shout out to all our friends in Mullingar Autos. I believe we're getting a new car tomorrow. Yes! Now, carrying on, we have birthday shout outs. We have Frank Daly, and that's Daly's filling station, and that's where Frank comes from. See it there somewhere? There it is, Frank's. And that's where Frank comes from. And a big shout out to you, Frank, and a happy birthday to you as well. We have Charlene Medlin, and she is in Edgeworthstown. A big shout out to you, Charlene. And David Robinson, or otherwise known as Davy Robinson, originally from Dublin and came to Mullingar with the army and never left us. So a big shout out to you, Davy. And Rory O'Reilly, and he is from Moore Architecture, and they're living in Killucan, and they have a business here in Mullingar. And a big shout out to you all. Joe Finnegan, that's the manager of the Three Amigos. It's your birthday, and he's from Roscommon, so happy birthday to you, Joe Finnegan. Kathleen Moore from Mallow, happy birthday to you. And Kathleen G-O-R-R-I-N Gurian, and she's from Dundalk, happy birthday to you. And Sandra Ray, she's in Drogheda, happy birthday to you. And D-I-P-H-N-E Timpna Webb, and she is in Oxfordshire, a happy birthday to you as well. Marie Jessup in Rocher Bridge, it's your birthday. And Deirdre Lenahan down in Dungarvan, originally living in Mullingar, now in Dungarvan, happy birthday to you. And Ed Kenny in Edgeworthstown, it's your birthday. No, it's not Edgeworthstown, it's Edenderry. Sorry. And then Jim Breen, the legend, happy birthday to you, Jim. Now don't forget, folks, you want to win some money, go to the Downs Lotto, because last night they had their draw and it was 3,200, and the numbers are 2, 14, 17 and 21. If they were your numbers, you are a winner. Killucan Jackpot Lotto as well, it was on last night and there was 6,300 in it. The numbers are 1, 19, 24 and 22. If you won the money, you are a winner, but I don't think so, because there was no winner last night, and it goes on to 6,400. And if you match three numbers, which two people did, they got €200, and that's John Glynn. And there's only one winner of three numbers. John Carey sold it, so fair play to you, John, and a big shout out to you in your shop in Killucan. Multifarnham GAA Jackpot Lotto was on last night. Sunday, and it was €13,600, and there was no winner, but 5 people won themselves €20. Now these are very simple lottos. All you have to do is just go in, find the link, drop in a few pounds, pick 4 numbers, and if you win, the money will come back to you like that. It's a bit like that, but it's a keep focused. Right, Shandona GAA Lotto's on Thursday, and it's 4,700, could be yours. And Mullingar Rugby Club had their jackpot lotto last night. It's 3,000, could be you, because we've got no information. Now, other events that are on in our town. Yes, live music non-stop, and it started Well, it started years ago, but it's still going. The Stables Live is on the 30th of the 7th, 22, and they're going to be out in the showgrounds. Headlining act is going to be a lot of local acts, including Damien Dempsey and the Hothouse Flowers. And the Mullingar Fest is on as well on the 20th to the 26th of June. That's before July. And the Flag Hole is the 31st of July to the 7th of August. And don't forget Terrace Pass, the LGFA, on the 2nd of July have Friends in Low Places. This is an act that does the Gareth Brooks show, and they are legends from Meath. The number is 085 276 5411, and when you buy the ticket, you're straight into a raffle to buy 2 tickets for the Gareth Brooks experience. No, the man himself in Croke Park. Multifarnham, yes, I think we have covered it all. Don't forget the ICA in in Kinnegad tonight. They are going to Clonard Hall, and they have an event called Colour Me Beautiful. Starts at 8 o'clock and it's on tonight for the Kinnegad ICA. Fair play to you ladies. And the Mullingar ICA are having a coffee and cake morning for their special charity on the 19th of May. So once again, folks, thank you very, very much indeed, and great to know that you are watching in. We've had an absolute super time with the legend. That's Graham. Thank you very much, Graham, and we wish you the very best in your retirement. But as I always say to someone who retires, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to do the day job.
One job at a time. So from us both here on the show, have an absolute fantastic afternoon. My name is Ray Dolan from Mullingar. Mullingar promoting what's good and great about our town, our people, and Graham Temple. Bye for now.